Welcome to this Honor Darkness mode run. We're here fighting Anti-Ethel in Act 3.
Should mind my step.
This is not a particularly difficult fight, so I'm just walking in as is and letting it start. The goal here will be to bring her down to low health while taking out the mushrooms and then just finish her off as soon as all the mushrooms are down.
So do the heroic thing. Die.
I don't know why this Deva has such a huge initiative bonus, but here he is. So he's just going to get in melee range to make an attack. Again, we want to get her health low, but we don't want to kill her until all the mushrooms are dead. Then we're going to set everybody else up. My ranged characters are going to start aiming at the mushrooms. Here, I've forgotten that jump uses a bonus action for some reason. I'm trying to Hunter's Mark stuff, and I cannot. But the Titan String Bow does good damage, so we basically half health that first mushroom. Shadowheart's going to come up and start our darkness. I've got some initiative bonus stuff on her so that she can always go first and lay down the first cover for us.
Onward.
Sure, Spear of Evening does it as a cantrip, basically. Of course, that triggers Anti-Ethel's legendary action, but it doesn't really matter. She does that anyway. I realize in this fight that Psionic Backlash is absolutely broken, but basically most of the party here is going to focus on taking out the clones so they can't cast too many spells, while Astarion and my Dirge take out the mushrooms. I only have one Rage Charge left for the day, but I'm going to use it here just in case. I use Tiger's Bloodlust a little bit later. This is pre-recorded, so I'm just hoping I don't forget anything. Reckless Attack isn't enough here, but luckily Tenacity, just any damage is enough to get rid of these clones. And I've run out of movement here, so I'm just going to use my bow to get a hit in and hopefully remove one, and even with a 55% chance, we hit. Shovel's just going to go into the center of the room here, so eventually, hopefully, he can attack a clone. The ravens that I don't have control of actually managed to find her. That's some smart thinking there. And this is where I realize I use them both to Psionic Backlash, and then I'm like, oh wow, this is actually busted, because even one damage removes them and then their spell doesn't get cast. We use Eldritch Blast here, take out that mushroom. We just have to set up to get the second one now. I'm going to use my actual Raven Companion to set up the rest of the darkness and protect everybody in it. Enemies can still shoot into the darkness now since patch 6. But covering everyone so that if an Ethel gets close, she's blinded in there. And we're not blinded, we can get advantage on attacks, that kind of thing. And then we're just going to dash and set him up to attack her. The other one I don't control. I think it dashes here because it can't see where it wants to land because of the darkness. I'm not really sure. Those extra ravens are basically just bodies. Don't really care if they try to attack stuff or not. I do wish that I could control them, though. The Deva misses because it's blinded. And here we jump Astarion into place so we can take out this other mushroom. This fight was really interesting the first time before you know what the mushrooms do, but on second attempts it is not too difficult. Here I'm trying to mark the real Ethel with Ray of Frost, but I miss anyway. I really built Shadowheart as a support character, so if we haven't really taken any damage or anything, the fight's not too hard, then she doesn't really have much to do. Azael's just going to keep taking out clones.
Make way. In my best interest.
Always nice to have some throwing weapons on hand. It's definitely better than trying to use my bow. She has much higher strength score. Shovel's just gonna stay put. And with Eldritch Blast, that's gonna be 2 mushrooms down.
I am like 1,000 of you.
My dirge is half a lithid, so he can fly into place wherever. And here I'm going to try and blind her with the Raven's actual blind attack, just so that she's marked with it if she gets out of the darkness. I'm going to reapply darkness just in case it starts to fade, since it only lasts 3 turns from the Raven. And he does this weird ladder climb before doing this fly. Then he's ready to attack her if she doesn't move from that spot. Yeah, and see, here we can use Psionic Backlash, just one at a time to take out these Ethels. There's too many to hit all of them, but it does a good amount of work for us. Honestly, I could have ignored that one since it was targeting the Deva, but we're just trying to thin them out however we can. We're going to place him kind of in the middle here so he can move to any Ethels that get close. And we're going to take out this last mushroom.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Since Shadowheart does a little bit of damage, I don't mind attacking her here. She's not... I wouldn't want to risk doing anything that gets her fully killed and restore all her health. But a little bit of damage is fine. Now I finally have an opportunity to use Tiger's Bloodlust to get rid of a couple Ethels at once. But sadly, it is the only time. I really didn't need to rage in this fight. Again, Tenacity is really, really good here. Shovel gets his time to shine. 45% chance. What a good little boy he is. This Raven jumps behind this chest for some reason and freaks out. And I just have to suffer through it. Since for one reason or another, I can't end their turns myself. Eldritch Blast kills the last mushroom. Now Ethel is ready to die, but we have forgotten to do one thing, and it's put the Hag's Bane on her, so I'm going to do that shortly. The Raven doesn't do too much damage, so we can still attack her here.
Bloody clever clubs.
Even a crit wouldn't have killed her there. But I skipped the second attack just in case. So other Raven dashes over to a fake Ethel. Again, we just get to Psionic Backlash to not deal with any of her bullshit. So now we're back up to Shadowheart here, so I can have her throw the Hag's Bane. It's on Lae'zel, but just move it over to her inventory real quick. Kind of made her my designated thrower. I just forgot to move it over to her inventory before the fight.
What did you... Stay down, Vanra! Oh.
I'm going to keep posting Act 3 fights, so like and subscribe if you want to see more. We've got lots of build guides coming out in the future.
Ah! You cost me a fresh young hag. I'm going to paint the wall with your guts, you little shit stain.
Child runs away. It's funny that she thinks she's going to paint the wall with my guts because she has 20 health left. Deva can't quite finish her off, but Astarion's up next. I don't even know why I bother Hunter's marking her here. She would for sure die from anything. And that's the anti-Ethel fight. As long as you can deal with the clones with some kind of multi-attack, whether it's Psionic Backlash, Tenacity, arrows of many targets, anything that takes them out and does a little bit of damage, so you don't have to deal with all their spellcasting, makes this fight really, really easy.
Find a way forward.
I forgot to show that I'm on honor mode at the beginning here, and I killed the recording before I realized. I show it here, but it's just not seamless, so you'll have to take my word for it.